What's something you spend an obscene amount of money on that's simply worth it for you? My skin. I found ways to spend less on equally effective products that make me glow. But I've invested a lot of money in skincare throughout the years. I'm also very acne prone, it's genetics. I drink a lot of water, eat very healthily and exercise for 5 times a week, and my dad passed away from skin cancer, so I use copious amounts of sunscreen too. I just think about my skin a lot, and society punishes women that aren't pretty, and I work in sales. It's a high-stakes game that I just kinda play along with, and I can't deny that I'm rewarded for my efforts. Path of Exile NTX. Is it overpriced? Yes. However, I like to look cool and have cool effects. I also get to support the company who makes my favorite game of all time. Also, not something I do often, but my girlfriend and I splurged on tickets to an AEW wrestling show for really good seats 4th row. That got bumped to 2nd row. She's been a fan for a long time, but that was only my 2nd show, and being up closer was a completely different experience. And even just watching live. I'm a doll collector, and there's one I've had my eye on for a while. Haven't bought it yet, as I'm waiting to hit the 30-day goal, quitting a bad habit to justify the purchase. The doll's not actually worth the high price in terms of materials. Scalpers have just taken advantage of the low supply and high demand to jack up the prices. My hopes is that when the time comes, I can get one in good condition used with most of the accessories. Crowns. Get a bunch of tools and parts to do the job. Square out a day to do it, and then waste that day doing a half-good job. Where I just paid some dude that does it all day to do it with adept hands. I went and got a sandwich instead of installing a stereo. Kombucha. I love kombucha, and I have made it myself, which is very inexpensive, but it takes so much maintenance to keep your brewing batch happy that I just said screw it. I buy about $30 worth of kombucha every week from the grocery store. I figure I'm an adult. I can buy what I want, and it's better for me than wine, which is what we were drinking with dinner before. My pets. My last cat cost me about $200 in medications and vet visits, but it was worth it to keep her happy and comfortable. Cat food runs me about $100 per month because the babies need grain-free, high-protein, organic wet food. But when the little furry idiots fall asleep in my lap and my brain explodes with oxytocin and dopamine, I'd sell my soul for them. Well, according to my husband, is fantasy football wrestling belts. He's a Chiefs fan who for some reason thinks when his team wins he deserves a token prize as well. Did I ever imagine that football and fantasy football needing to procreate with WWE and make their own line of belts? No. I hate the guy who came up with the idea. Bottled water delivery. We get the 5-gallon jugs delivered. Our tap water tastes like absolute ass. I won't even brush my teeth with it. It makes me gag. It's okay in cooking though. It's been tested and declared safe to drink. I have sent several complaints since we moved here last year, but no response. I guess they just like it that way. Other than my house, the biggest purchase I ever made was my 2008 Toyota Highlander. I bought it in September of 2007. My mum had died shortly before that and had left us some money. I bought the car for cash, taxes, everything included. The whole thing was about $37,500. It was worth it. I had it for 12 years and about 1 million family trips. A personal trainer. My wife and I go see him twice a week. It's about $500 at every quarter or so. But I've been training for several years with him, and even though I'm getting older, I'm actually getting in better and better shape. I've never been injured once working out with him. And if I get injured somehow, he helps me with PT. My cat, she's got an autoimmune disease, atopic, basically without immunosuppressants. She gets extremely itchy and begins to rip her fur out. She also can't digest full-size portions. This costs about $300 a month to keep her going, about $68,500 if she lives to be 18. This does not include her vet bills, just her food and medicine. My car. Realistically, I could probably make public transit work, but for the time it saves me, and convinced of basically being able to do what I want when I want, It's worth the expense. I say this and I'm driving a near 20-year-old car lol. Not sure how people go and say, hey, I want to get this 5OK car, and it makes sense to them. Playing music in a punk band. I pay for studio time, a practice place, gear and accessories. Don't make much of anything at gigs. I spend hundreds of dollars a year doing this. Still, it's worth because it's creatively fulfilling, and I've made a lot of friends and I have a lot of fun. Thing that creates a scent. Teas, soaps. I do a lot to self-soothe on my own, which makes it possible to get through my day. But for some people these expenses might seem extravagant or not worth it. Vintage embroidered dresses from the early 60s to the late 70s. I spend at least €150 per dress, and I have over 30 of them at the moment. They're fantastic. Still very wearable and just overall lovely. Sadly, I also collect records. It's an expensive existence for me. My brother and I put all of our money into building an internet cafe in Yemen. It was so worth it. We see this kids being happy and distracted from all the bad things happening here. I wish there are more people who want to help Yemeni kids for a better future. My boat, very own, always does that stupid saying the two best days are the day you buy it and the day you sell it. But I'm convinced that's just broke boys who had no idea what they were getting themselves into. My wife and I love our boat, money pit and all. Air conditioning, so electricity. Houses in Australia are no longer built for our climate as a rule. The days of passive cooling are long gone based on every new build I have seen outside of Grand Design's TV show $1 million architect designed homes. Food and supplements, all organic and unprocessed. You only get one body. And I'm not putting the mainstream crap that's made 70% of America overweight or obese into it, with the very occasional exception, of course. Love some French fries as a cheat. Interest in 4 years at a time, usually various and sundry arts and crafts or building things. Also blind bags or mystery boxes. My biggest, most consistent money pit is e-books. I never tire of books. Yes, I do have having food delivered, groceries and restaurants. I struggle balancing my mental illness with my full-time job and also having a life, which is to say, I do not do it well, and while I wish I had more money, I am grateful for these things existing. VR chat. I have spent thousands of dollars on VR hardware that I don't use for anything else, and the improvement in my quality of life from doing so is frankly probably not something I can express to anyone who doesn't suffer from dysphoria. Hair products. Tea tree shampoo and conditioner. $30 pomade to keep my hair where I want it. Fancy salons where you get a head massage. It's all worth it because I want my hair to look and feel good when women run their fingers through it. Hair products. Olaplex and nice hair oil. After years of being insecure about how my hair looks on a day-to-day, spending the $60 every 3 months on good products really does change the way my hair looks and feels. I don't spend an obscene amount on anything. But shoes, mattress, office chair, etc. are things I'm willing to invest in since my body isn't supple and my healthcare costs don't need to be higher. If I had a pet, it'd probably be that. Skincare. My day cream and night cream are around $65 jar plus about another $70 for squalane oil. But it's worth it to me. I'm moisturized and comfortable and my skin looks good, and it's one of the few self-care routines I have. Music festivals and concerts. Between tickets, travel, accommodations, food, sometimes merch. It gets expensive quick, but to me there's nothing better than live music, so it's worth it, and it's only money. I can earn more. Concert tickets and festivals. Great times, music and memories, but oh my god, the cost. Most recent devastating shafting was from Ticketmaster for Pearl Jam tickets bucket list band 1. Never managed to see before. JFC. My car. It's been my project for the last 3 years, and I love every single minute of driving it. High gas prices make no difference to me. I'll go cruise around with no destination and enjoy my music and the road. My kids. I would spend every dime I have on them to see the joy in their eyes when I surprise them. I love seeing the world through their eyes, especially if I can add a little fun and adventure to their day. I have a roommate. who does not pay rent, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I can't really put into words exactly why it's worth it, but to say the least, my life would not be the same if I hadn't. My cats, rescued both from shitty owners. The vet bills were expensive as F. Now, they are healthy, living their best kitty life with me, just having the yearly vet visit for vaccines. Mew. Besides my house and car, I paid over $3,000 for a new bed. It was on sale, and it's been such a good buy. Having a comfortable sleep is so worth spending that much money, an obscene amount to me. Collecting 4K UHD and Blu-ray discs of all the movies shows. I want even ones I'm just slightly interested in and ones I haven't seen yet. I find it fun to grow the collection and enjoy the hunt. Running shoes. I'll spend $150 easy on high-quality running footwear. The investment saves my knees and helps to maintain good form. What I spend versus preserving my body is well worth it. My alcohol markers. Spending $300 on markers seems obscene to me, but I love them so much. I love to color. I love how vibrant they are, and I love having so many colors to choose from. Guitar lessons, not necessarily obscene. I could be doing way worse, but man, my budget would be so much easier without them. But I'm doing well, and it's good for me, so I make it work. My talk. He's worth it. He's a good buddy. Most of it is in behavior training. Started as a necessity for his anxiety, and now we just enjoy it. He just earned his Act K9 Good Citizen.